Good morning. It is a little after 7 on a Monday, which is not my favorite. I'm actually off to go do an estimate for a driveway, and I'm going to try to do several estimates through the winter, follow up on all the leads that I get, try to get some work lined up for the spring, because I think next year is going to be a little bit different with the economy the way that it is. I don't think it'll be horrible, but you got to do everything you can and follow up as much as possible. So I'm going to go do the bid, and then I'm going to meet up with the Darrells. We're actually going to do our first little bit of work at the shop. I'm going to undercoat the brand new truck. I'll show you how I prevent rust in the winter, especially on a new truck. It's important, but I've been doing that on my trucks, and it just helps a lot. That old 2001 F350 that I have, I've been plowing and salting with that for years, and it really doesn't have much rust at all, almost none, and that's the reason why. How much garbage do we make? Good work. Morning. What you got here?
Yes, omelet with sausage. Would you like a brownie cookie?
No, thank you. Thank you. So nobody's running the coffee shop. It is my understanding now that the ladies at the register are just expected to run back and forth and take care of the coffee shop. I think that's the way that it is now. I miss the days of Scott and Jewel, but I don't think those days are coming back. Morning, Jessica.
Hey, good morning.
You running back and forth again?
Always.
Ah,
I'm the officer. How are you?
good.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi. Morning, Miss Z.
This time.
Right in your heart, huh?
You look like
I haven't said hi to Miss Z for a while. What'd you say, Miss Z?
You look like you enjoy vacation time.
Well, it is a little slower now, so there's
Right.
definitely less stress.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
That is wonderful. No stress.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Miss Z. I said less stress.
Thursday is my birthday. And
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
really? Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
Even if it's snow, I'm happy because I'm gonna be off for the next 5 days.
All right, have yourself a nice one.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
All right. See you next time.
All right, just pulling into the yard. I noticed that Eric's here. I think he's doing a side job with Francisco. His truck is here anyway. No, he's not here. He just parked his truck here and plugged it in, I guess, so it would start. All right, I gotta find a tape measure because I think I took it out of this truck, and I gotta go do an estimate. Looks like there's generators in the truck too. A couple other things I want done today. I want to get rid of these tires. I'm going to call the dumpster company for a pickup. I did sell this plow to my friend. He's out of town, but as soon as he gets back, we'll deliver this to him. And I don't know if I'm going to get to washing this truck, but this truck needs to be washed. We're going to undercoat this one this year as well. We've been using this one. We salted 2 or 3 times already. And then I have all that salt at the winter shop sitting in the tandem. So I want to bring that back here. Dump it. It's nice. The salt is staying fresh. Being nice and dry under this new cover. This is luxury. This is luxury. I don't know that I mentioned it when I built this thing, but all said and done, it cost me about $10,000 to build this. That includes obviously the price of the hoop house itself, the concrete, and then paying the guys to help me pour the concrete and build the hoop house. Oh, look who's here. Francisco's here.
What you doing right here?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm going to do an estimate right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had to get a tape measure, and then Darrell's gonna meet me over here. We got other stuff to do. We gotta go get that tandem full of salt, Gotta get rid of those tires. And I'm gonna undercoat that truck there today too.
Ooh. Here? Or it's like...
No, at the winter shop.
Oh, okay, cool. Waiting on Eric.
You're waiting on Eric. That's not a surprise. Is he awake?
I don't know, I haven't called him. He was supposed to meet up at 7:30.
Oh, it's only 7:30. It's only 7:35. That's nothing. It might be icy on that wood right now, though. You better be careful, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit.
You better be careful. Don't fall off the roof.
It's small anyway.
You would still break something.
No, I'm not going. As long as I don't go above the roof.
Just don't fall off the roof, man. All right, I'm off to go do the estimate. All right, so I am just pulling up on the estimate here. Hey, how are you?
Hey, good.
I'm Ryan.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I've been watching your videos for the last 2 years.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect.
I was thinking maybe get like a horseshoe, you know, kind of thing in. I'm not sure exactly how best to arrange that, but that would be.
Are you thinking like a full 2 entrance driveway or just like a turnaround area?
Like a full 2
okay.
entrance
All right.
driveway. Half step.
Oh, sure.
As soon as I step out here, I'm kind of off.
Of course.
The landing, and then because of the pitch of the driveway and the stairs and everything, that bottom step
holds
this
water.
Winter is going to be an ice rink.
Yeah.
That structure and get a new garage kind of further forward that I could then attach to the house. I'm thinking of things kind of in stages. That
right. Well, honestly, if you're thinking of ever putting an attached garage on the house, that would be your first step.
Right.
You know, they're going to want drawings, and you know, they got to give you approval before you ever consider any concrete work at all. Well, I mean, where we're standing, we're way up on the garage, so you know, you could do like a lower patio here, bring it around like this, and then have steps down to a walk there, and then do like mulch here or whatever. If this is going to stay the same, then you could do like a mulch planting bed there. Yep.
Perfect.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, have a great day. All right, so at this point, I'm just gonna grab all my measurements, and like I said, just give him some general prices, you know, for what he's looking for. This project obviously is not going to be like right away in the spring. This is probably more long term after he really settles down and figures out what he wants and what his budget will allow. But projects like these oftentimes will come back to you, sometimes years later they'll call you back, so it's definitely not a waste of time. Nice guy too. All right, I am done with all my measurements. Let's go see what Daryl and Daryl are up to. Hello.
Hello. Hey, can we skip today and go tomorrow? Alright, well, it's Rose, but it's just, I didn't think I got the same stuff Daryl got right to Banquil last night. I mean, I don't feel bad as I did yesterday, but my chest was still sore, but my throat, just, I don't know what it is.
All right.
This will get worse and worse, you know. Daryl's getting better because I've been giving him Banquil items from last night. He was all stressed too.
All right, so I'm gonna head to the winter shop. There's a couple things I need to see. The landlord was getting some stuff ready. He was hooking up a compressor. I really need to see if I have compressed air there, and I'm hoping that he hooked up the oil burner so I can have some heat in the shop. If I don't have heat in the shop, it's not a whole lot of good to me. So hopefully it does have heat and we can start working in there. If not, I'm gonna, you know, talk to him and maybe put a little bit of pressure on him to get it hooked up, because I'm ready to start working in there. I want to bring some tools over there, buy some tools, get it set up so we can get something done over there. I have actually quite a few projects I'd like to work on this winter, and as I was sitting thinking last night, I have so much to do this winter. I really don't know how much time I'm going to have to travel. I'm still going to travel, but it's probably going to be less than I did last year. I really need to, you know, just focus on getting everything ready and the business, you know, 100% set for spring. So when spring hits, we can hit the ground running, and I'm not last minute trying to work on stuff. That's one of the reasons why I rented the shop to begin with, is so throughout the winter, you know, kind of at a measured pace, we can get projects done one after the next. Because usually in the springtime, it's still, you know, really cold, snowy in March, the beginning of April, but we're ready to start the season. So we're trying to fix stuff outside. I need to weld stuff, and it's miserable. So I'm hoping that this is really going to smooth things out. So when spring does come, which seems like it's an eternity away at this point, we are ready to go, ready to have another successful year. All right, I'm just pulling in to the winter shop. Looks like I got a new bottom panel to the garage door. I think that other one was all bent up. It really wasn't working very well. So we'll go in here and see if they made any more progress with the heater. Hopefully. I like that. If you climb in the saddle, be ready for the ride. Wow, that can apply to a lot of things, especially business. If you're gonna climb in the saddle of running your own business, you better get ready for the ride, because it's going to be a ride. All right, it looks like the heater is, looks like they made a little bit of progress with it, but it is definitely not hooked up. Looks like it's got power now. So that's a good start. Needs to be vented outside. Hopefully soon I'll get this thing running, because I need some heat in here. It's cold in here. You won't want to work in here right now. It's about, well, it's below freezing in here for sure. But I do have my outlet for my welder. Where is my welder? There it is. I like that too on that bottom panel. Teamwork makes it happen. Sure does. You can do a certain amount of things alone. You can even be successful alone, but to me, being alone is boring. I'm a people person. I like to be around people most of the time. Obviously, I like to be alone sometimes. Like today is pretty relaxing for me. I don't have the pressure of having to keep the guys busy, finding stuff for them to do. You know, the thought that they're not busy and it's costing me money, they're not really getting anything done, or they're doing something wrong, or they're breaking something. There's all that when you have employees. So today's going to be a kind of a relaxing day for me. So, all right, I think this is what I'm going to do today. I think I'm going to take this back. This has salt in it. It's a full load of salt. And I'm going to dump this in the salt bin. I'm going to arrange for delivery of a couple more quad axles. And then I'm going to bring the new truck over here. But I don't have a compressor. Maybe I'll bring my compressor from the yard over here for now. And then I think I'll undercoat my new truck with fluid film. I'll show you how I do that. That's really, really important if you're going to use your trucks in the wintertime up here in the north where they salt the roads. If you're going to use them for plowing and salting, obviously they're just going to get coated with salt water. It gets in every crack and crevice, and it rots trucks out really fast up here. You see trucks that are 5 years old with rusty wheel wells and bottoms of the doors and the rockers, the cab corners. So we definitely want to prevent that on the new truck. So let's see if I can get this thing fired up here. Do have a torpedo heater here, which I'm sure he'll let me use. So that'll be something, and something is something, as they say. See if this fires up. Yes, sir. All right, I'll take this back, dump the salt, grab the new truck, grab some fluid film, the compressor, and then I'll come over here and work on that. There we go. You gotta give that thing a big push to get it up there. cold out, but it's not as cold as it's been. Yesterday morning it was like 10 degrees, and this morning it's, I think, about 30. Maybe even yeah, it's probably about 30 right now. Definitely awesome to have a nice big shop like this though. Not cheap, but it's gonna be worth it.
Hey, boss man.
Morning.
Morning.
How's it going?
I'm gonna try to get that.
Oh, I was just leaving.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to. Well, no, I'm leaving off. I'm not going in here yet. I'm fixing something else right now.
Should I leave this unlocked then?
Yeah, I'll leave it unlocked.
Okay.
Fine. I got a panel in
I'm coming back, but
No, that's fine.
I gotta take that salt.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that,
only bought them.
that would work.
There you go.
Then I don't have to lift up my, because mine is bigger, that's super
I'm
heavy.
assuming you got an air hole.
All right, well that's good. I didn't really want to load that compressor that I have up anyway. I'll leave this right here for now. Got to move the skid loader and the F350. Hopefully they both start. Those are good. Both of those are good for starting in the cold, so it should be all right. Move those and then I'll dump this. You know what? I'm going to start up the new truck first. Get that warming up for a while. I started this truck when it was, I don't know, 25 degrees or so the other day. It started right up. And the glow plugs didn't even cycle for very long at all, which is a good sign. There's a glow plug icon right there. It's off already. Just like that. Like nothing. This skid steer usually starts pretty good in the cold if you let the glow plugs run all the way down. It's not extremely cold either, so this will fire right up, I'm sure. These old Kubotas are great engines. Just like that. And the 7.3 is a great engine as well. It should start right up. Wow, we gotta wash this thing. That's one of the things I want to do soon, is I want to detail the interior of this thing, including shampooing the carpets, the seats, and get this thing completely spotless. It's pretty bad in here. Pretty bad. I want to wash this and I'll undercoat this as well, but not today. Yep, just like that. Alright, I just noticed this. Daryl took this salting out the other night and he left salt in there, so that's not good. I already know that salt's hard. That's really frustrating because he knows better than that. All right, now the salter's empty. So when you empty a salter, you always go up undo the tarp and take a look inside the Salter to make sure that it's actually empty and there's not a big ball in the front or the back that happened. If you don't do that, that's what can happen. So always jump up there and look so you don't leave a lot of work for the next guy. Thank you, Daryl. Yeah, see, I don't think a quad axle will be able to dump in here because I'm nowhere near all the way up and I only got like 3 feet to go. So we're gonna have to be really careful when we dump in here. I'm glad I'm the first one to dump in here, not Daryl, because we might be rebuilding a whole nother hoop house. So this is what we'll end up having to do. But we're good, we got all concrete out here. So I'll just push it in with the skid steer. That's perfectly fine. I'm gonna pull a new truck out of there, put this truck where it is, park it. And then take this truck to the winter shop. And there's a lot of snow up here still. Whew. Oh wow. Wiper's even stuck in there. One thing that I don't like about this truck so far is, yeah, it's nice to have a backup camera, but the resolution of this backup camera, it is absolutely terrible. I mean, terrible. You can't really see what's going on back there. I don't know if you can see that, but you think in 2022 they could put a halfway decent backup camera in the truck that costs, you know, $90,000. Come on, GM. Don't cheap out on us like that. And no, the camera lens isn't dirty. That's actually the way that it is. It's from the very first day it was like that. All right, I'm gonna pile this salt up and then get out of here. Back this white truck in now and be done with it. I'm gonna get this out of the way, put it back there, I'm gonna call the dumpster company and tell them to come and haul this. Get this thing out of here. I'm gonna run over to my tire shop. I'm gonna ask them how much it costs to dispose of these tires. This is what I used to hold down the tarp when I didn't have the hoop house, and I no longer need them. They gave them to me for free, but obviously I'm gonna have to pay to get rid of them again. Kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. You know what I need? I need gloves, a mask, and a hose for the compressor, which I almost forgot. Yes, right before my eyes, a box of masks. I'm gonna take the whole box because we're gonna do a bunch of this coming up. How's it going?
It's going all right.
I have
Toy?
that one, yeah. I bought that like a couple weeks ago.
Hey, man.
So what's your disposal fee on these old tires? I got 13. I really got to get rid of them.
13?
Yeah. So I had a tarp covering my salt pile, but I bought a hoop house, so
Okay.
I don't need a tarp
So you don't
anymore.
need to wait
so
anymore?
I need to pay you whatever your fee is to get rid of these.
Give me like $5 a piece.
All right, yeah, whatever's
So,
fine. I got to get rid of them,
65
so yeah, that's whatever you think.
Yeah, if you're looking at, you'll see the red scrap dumpster. There should be some stuff to the right.
Just to the
look
right?
next to it.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
All right, we're gonna dump them off by those tracks. I'm actually gonna dump them, not throw them off. Probably be just as fast, but I feel like dumping them because I've never dumped this truck ever before. It's got to be a first time. All right, what's nice about this tailgate is you can dump it like a traditional dump truck where the bottom opens, or you can open the latch on the top like this, and you can pull it down for loads like this, so they slide right off. All right, let's give it a rip. Beautiful. All right, feels good to get those out of the yard, out of my life forever. Groff Concrete. A division of Poblocki. Okay. Okay. Little competition. Never hurt anybody. Unless you're lazy. How's it going?
Hey.
Do you have the 5-gallon pails of the fluid film and clear?
Yes.
Do you have the application gun?
I don't think so.
Do you have a regular undercoating gun? of any kind? Yep. That's it.
Are you recording me right now?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't you want to be famous?
No.
Then I won't record you.
No, you're good. All right, and you said just one of the 5 gallons?
Yeah, just one of the clear. The clear.
Gotcha.
Are you a weightlifter?
I'm sorry?
You must be a weightlifter.
No.
No?
I mean, I lift weights, but I don't like go out of my way. Why?
Oh, it's, you got a Rogue sweatshirt on, so I figured.
Oh no, it's Rogue beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm a beer drinker. We're here.
You need a victory shirt is what you really need.
Hook it up.
Yeah, I will. Mike. What's up, Mike?
How are we doing today, boss man?
Great.
Yeah?
Yep.
Hey, I was just calling to see, is there a time that works good for you for that final payment or whatever?
Nope.
$353.61.
Why is stuff so expensive?
I don't know. I don't make the prices.
It sure is.
It's crazy.
This stuff's worth it, though.
Yeah, I like
This stuff saves money in the long run. It's an investment for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
All right, we got what we need. Fluid film. There's some other types of products like fluid film. I forgot what they're called. Wool wax or something is one, and then I think there's another one. I've never used those. Maybe I'll try them. All right, I am back. That should be good. Get this all sprayed down real good. This is a lot easier than crawling under the truck to get inside the frame rails. Every other time I've done this, it wasn't a dump truck, so you got to crawl under. I'll still crawl under there for some of it, but this is going to make it a lot easier. So we're going to soak this thing down pretty good. We'll get some light on here, and then we'll get to work. I'm going to raise this up a little bit. That'll work. There's some dust on here. I'm not going to worry about it. Main thing is that it's dry. There's no fittings on this compressor. How are you supposed to use a compressor with no fittings? I don't have any tools at all here. Hopefully they have the stuff here. Well, I'm going to take it back over there and see if he has a fitting for that. It's the male end is what I need. So there's your application gun, straight from Fluid Film. And like I said, I forgot a little scooper, and I need a funnel too. Here, I'll show you what this stuff looks like. It's kind of like a tannish, brownish color. Almost looks like a wax. That's what it looks like right there. So basically just spray this all over the place. You can hit plastic, you can hit wires, you can pretty much spray it on everything. Obviously you don't want to spray it on belts. But electrical connections, it's safe for plastic and rubber and all that. It's not going to mess up the paint on the vehicle. So you don't have to be super careful with it. Basically just get it on there any way you can. All right, I'm going to go ask my neighbor for some air fittings. From the looks of his shop, he's probably got air fittings in there somewhere. It looks like he has just about everything. Hey, do you have any air fittings?
Yeah.
That I could use? If you have one.
Where's the other end?
That fits.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Look at that.
Yep.
Just like
You
downtown.
can have this one back.
Characteristically used
All right, thank you.
in the context of other people.
All right, here we go. Got it. All right. I feel bad asking for a bunch of stuff. I just don't have my tools here. What is this? What do you do with this?
Let's continue exploring life's
That's a fencing mask that I have no clue where it came from.
Oh.
But it's going to be probably like a sand strainer or something.
Did you used to do fencing?
No.
Do you have a funnel with a wide, like a pretty wide mouth that barely fits in here? That'll work, I think. I'll try it.
You want some paper on it if you have an issue?
No, it should be fine.
These things I have spoken.
Thank you. It should be all I need. Compressor's working, so we're good. All right, so this is the point where you want to put your gloves on because this gets messy pretty quick. It's going to be all on your clothes too, just from the overspray. There's not a lot you can do about that, especially when you have to crawl up under there. Guys that have lifts, I mean, that's obviously a lot easier, but it's not the case for me right now. We'll do what we need to do. So that's kind of what it looks like. It's kind of like honey. And it doesn't like to go down real easily, so you just kind of, that's what I do, just bang it like that. It goes right down then. And how full we are, almost full. All right, so that's full almost to the top, that's perfect. Screw the bottle back on to the sprayer, like that. Let's see what we got. There it goes. Get that adjusted just right. That's pretty good right there. That's pretty good. Okay, so in the wintertime, you got to remember, when you're driving through snowstorms on salted roads, this entire underbody is going to get coated with salt water, and that salt water is going to get into every crack and crevice of your truck. So what you're doing is you're trying to spray all the areas that salt water could get into, and it prevents rust. So there's really, you know, once it's coated, it's good. You can't really overdo it. If you put too much on, it's not a problem. But you want to take your time and be very meticulous and get in there at every angle, and, you know, get from underneath and get one side and then the other. Get inside your frame rails. You pretty much spray everything you want. Obviously keep it off your brakes. It's very important. Clearly, and then you don't want to do any belts or anything up by the engine, of course. But other than that, spray away. Like I said, if you get to some electric components, spray away. You're not going to hurt anything. It doesn't hurt the wiring, plastic, nothing. So, all right, let's get started. Easy peasy. Another thing, if you wear glasses like I'm wearing right now, they're going to get absolutely covered in this stuff, and you're not going to be able to see by the time you're halfway through. But that's the way that it is. You see up here, these edges, you can already see some rust starting up there, straight from the factory. So we want to make sure we take care of all that stuff. I do have a mask on right now, because it will get in the air. I'm gonna remove my glasses because I can't see anything. The mask is fogging them up, and then it's getting the overspray. And between those two things, no good. No good at all. All right, before I go any farther, I didn't want to make light of this brace. It's actually very important. There's been people that have been killed because they don't brace the box when it's up. So it did slip my mind. You know, I was just thinking about other stuff, but that is super important. Never ever go under a dump truck box unless it is braced up, because if you blow a hydraulic line, that will come down so fast you'll have no time to get out, and the box will smush you. Like I said, there's been deaths caused by that, and I've seen a box come down like that one time, and there was, I can't remember, but there was some wood somewhere on the frame. I don't remember, but I saw it come down and it snapped the 2x4s like they were toothpicks, and I was like, whoa. If that was a person, you know, it would just cut them in half. So always brace your box if you're working on it. It comes from the factory with a brace. If you don't have a brace, you got to figure out a good way to brace it from the frame to the bottom of the box where that brace will not slide out. All right, I just wanted to, you know, mention that because it is very important if you ever work on a dump truck. See this seam here, this is just rust waiting to happen. So I'll spray it in there real good. Fluid film does have the clear or the black. So if you're just doing a frame and you got some rust on the frame and you want to make it look nicer, you can spray the black fluid film. It'll make the, you know, the frame look nice and shiny gloss black again. It works.
Yeah, it works. It's just, like you say, it's there's something either voltage, battery voltage, or what.
All right, so the back of the truck is completely done now, but before I put the box down, I'm gonna get up in here and I'm gonna hit these creases of the body, because the creases is where you're gonna develop rust. The cab corners, the creases, the door bottoms, obviously. So actually this rubber can stay in here if you push it up. If I push it up, I can get fluid film up into the crease of the doors, and that's what you want. This little crease right here, you want fluid film all up in that crease, and that'll protect your door bottoms. And then obviously, if you can, get back under your rockers, or behind your rockers I should say, as much as possible. This has the batteries. Oh no, I can still get it in there. So spray all up under here, get up under the body. I know you can't see under there much when I'm actually spraying, but I thought I'd just explain it. But you can hit everything, every nut and bolt. Obviously under the engine, just be careful you're not spraying it all the way up where it's hitting belts, because that can be a problem if your belts start slipping. So that rocker, cab corner, and door bottom are all done. And I got the seams back here as well. All right, I am done. This truck is done. It's really not that much fun, to be totally honest, but like I said before, it's definitely worth it to preserve the truck and keep it from rusting. I can't stand rust. I hate rust. All right, so this truck is 100%. Everything is sprayed, frame and cab. So you should have that nice greasy coating on everything. I will warn you, if you spray this stuff in your shop, it does atomize and it travels everywhere. So you will get a greasy coating on absolutely everything in your shop. So if you do any kind of paint work, obviously that's a big, big no-no. I'm going to probably put this stuff on this truck here. I didn't do it last year, but I probably should have. And I'm going to do it on my F350 as well. So there's one more step that I like to take. When I show you, some of you will think that I'm crazy, but I'm telling you that it works. But I'm going to grab some lunch and then we'll head back to the yard and then I'll show you the final step. All right, just stopping for lunch over here at Jimmy John's. Man, they have this new sandwich right here. This all-American beefy crunch. It is so good, so good.
Chips, cookie, or pickle to make it a meal?
Nope.
Is rewards?
Nope.
The record button's on.
Why? You scared?
No,
Okay.
I'd love to be on YouTube. I don't care.
Man, you're so handsome.
Yeah.
Probably gave me,
I was thinking about starting a channel, actually.
yeah. People see you, I'll probably gain 10, 20,000 subscribers like that. Isn't he so handsome?
Yeah.
See? Told you. Even he agrees. It's one thing I like about Jimmy John's. You get in and out in about 2 minutes. You don't have to waste time. Cousins makes good food, but man, it takes them some time to make them sandwiches. All right, I'm just pulling back into the yard and I'll show you the final step, which you don't have to do, but I think it adds another layer of protection. I know it does because I've done this before. It adds another layer of protection, so when you go, you know, through the winter months, it's going to take a longer period of time for this stuff to wash off. And then also when you wash the truck, you don't want to wash the fluid film off. It doesn't wash off readily, but it does wash off. And this, in my experience, has made it much more difficult to wash off. So there's a couple things you can do. The first thing you can do is go drive down a dusty road. And as dusty as you can possibly find, get that dust all up under the truck, and that dust will stick to that fluid film, because that fluid film is kind of sticky and it's gooey. See how that's sticky? Kind of sticks to your fingers. So dust will stick to that and kind of cover everything. And it's harder to wash off when that dust layer is on it. I don't know how to explain it or why exactly, but it does help, definitely. Or what I'm going to do, since I don't have any dusty roads around me, and any roads that I could find that would normally be dusty are wet, is I'm going to use release powder, concrete release agent for stamped concrete, and I'll put it under the truck and I'll blow it around with a blower, and it'll stick to all that covered metal. And I know some of you are wondering, you know, what happened? How did you get the hoop house and the shop? And all that's going to catch up on the videos. I got a video of us building that. I'll show you from start to finish what's involved if you want to build one of those. Also the shop, I have that in a video, how that came about and how I got that for the winter months. So a lot of good videos still coming your way, but I'm going to put this one on the second channel for two reasons. One, I haven't posted there for a while, and number two, just this kind of style of video, I don't know if it's going to get the kind of attention that my regular videos get, so I'll put this one on the second channel. So I'm just going to leave it in the bucket and blow some out, move the bucket around. All right, so that little layer, that film that you see right now, see that? See what I'm wiping off with my hands? That's all on the underside of the truck now, and it's stuck to the fluid film. So it does add another layer of protection. I know that looks silly, like, dude, what are you doing? You're making a mess. What a disaster. I've done all this before, and it works really good. This fluid film will last most of the winter. So if you have the opportunity, do it once before you start plowing or start driving in the, you know, on the salty roads, and then do it once again, like halfway through, and then you'll be fully protected. Usually, honestly, I only do it once a year. Well, I've done it twice a year, but typically I only do it once a year because I just don't have time to wash everything and get back under there, and I really don't feel like it. So that's kind of how that works out. A dusty road works fine too. If you have a dry, dusty road, just take a cruise down that, and that'll stick to all that fluid film as well. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, once you put the fluid film on, you don't want to accidentally wash it off. So people have the idea that they want to use a pressure washer, or the worst thing you can use is a hot water pressure washer. But do not pressure wash the underside of the truck. Once you put fluid film on, you will wash it off. So you want to use low pressure, so garden hose pressure, and you want to rinse it. It's not about the pressure, it's more about the volume of water. The best word to use, I guess, is you want to flush the truck. You want to get all that salt water out of there and clean up everything as best as you possibly can. So low pressure only once you put the fluid film on, and I guarantee that your truck will have a lot less rust at the end of the winter than if you didn't put anything at all. All right, so that's all I'm going to show on video today. Tomorrow I got a bunch of other stuff to do. We'll see what happens. I won't show every day through the winter, but when there's, you know, more interesting stuff to show, maybe some informative stuff like this here, I might put it on. But we'll see how the winter goes, and then I'll start traveling eventually. It should be a good winter. Get ready for spring, plow some snow, have some fun with the guys, do some fun activities. I'm looking forward to it. This is my favorite time of year. Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's awesome. I just love it. All right, I'll show you what it looks like under here now. See how everything's coated now with the dust, which is sticking to the fluid film. And once it gets cold, the fluid film gets a little harder. It never gets completely hard like a wax, but it gets pretty stiff where it's hard to wash off. So, all right, I'm gonna go wash the truck. So if I take some of this from down here, put it on my finger, now watch what happens. See how much it takes to blast that off. And under normal driving conditions, you're never gonna get it off like that. All right, before I end the video, I just wanted to show you something interesting. So I just washed this truck, and on the painted metal, you can see there is still a film of that release there. So if it sticks that good, when I pressure washed it on the painted metal with no fluid film on it, you can imagine how good it sticks on the frame and in all the cracks and crevices that I couldn't reach with fluid film. That powder got everywhere. So we're in pretty good shape. You can see, look at right there where I got some of that spray on there. Look at that painted metal and what it did. That's pretty nasty right there, but that's what you want. So if your truck breaks and you have to bring it to a mechanic, he's not going to love you, I can tell you that. But it's still gonna protect it. They'll survive. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.